Hello, Jay here. Welcome to Beginning Guitar Chapter 2. Okay, we're going to start off with some chords, and today we're going to learn A major and A minor. Okay, let's go ahead and start with A major. Okay, for this one, going to have a couple different options. I'm going to recommend the stack first, and that's just where you have your index finger on the 2nd fret 4th string, you have your middle finger on the 2nd fret 3rd string, ring fingers on the 2nd fret 2nd string, and then you could have all your open strings, otherwise than that. So stacking the fingers, that's going to be my first suggestion for the chord. A second good way to do this chord is to do another stack with your middle, ring, and pinky. They're all on those 2nd frets on the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string. Okay, another good one is to do a bar. So I'm just going to use my index finger and I'm going to bar across the 2nd frets on the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string. And then I'm just going to start to lift my bar to mute the 1st string. Okay, for an A major mini, I'm going to do just my middle finger on the 2nd fret 3rd string and ring finger on the 2nd fret 2nd string, and then have the open 1st string, and then try to just hit those 3 strings. Okay, for A minor, it's actually going to be the same finger system that we did for our E major chord, but we're just going to bump it one set of strings towards our feet. So now I've got my middle finger on the 2nd fret 4th string, ring fingers on the 2nd fret 3rd string, index fingers on the 1st fret 2nd string. And there's your A minor. For an A minor mini, I'm going to have just 3 strings here. I've got my middle finger on the 2nd fret 3rd string, index fingers on the 1st fret 2nd string, and then open 1st string. Okay, for this chapter strum pattern, we're going to do some 8th notes. Last chapter we did all quarter notes, which was all down strums. And today we're going to do some down and up strums. Now when you see a box without a bottom, that's a down strum, and an arrow pointing down is an up strum. So the way we'll count our 8th notes will be like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and we're going to have your downbeat is the down strum, and the and of the beat, which is right in the middle of the beat, that'll be your up strum. Okay, here's the pattern without a chord. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, for your strumming, just keep your arm resting on the guitar and then just keep a down-up motion like this with that resting point. I'll just be playing each of these one time, but I recommend check your different tempos, slow, medium, and fast, and repeat them all 4 to 8 times or even more. Okay, let's go ahead and start off. Grab your A major chord, and we're going to go 4 bars with that pattern. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Okay, for number 2, we're going to do 4 bars with an A minor. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Here's number 2 a little faster. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... For number 3, we're going to do an 8-bar progression. We'll go 4 bars of A major into 4 bars of A minor. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Okay, for number 4, we're going to go 2 bars of A major into 2 bars of A minor. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... 5, we're going to go 1 bar of A major into 1 bar of A minor. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and If these are going a little bit too fast for you, don't forget, just slow it down on your own and take it nice and easy. Make sure you get it, and then you can start to push your tempos to medium and fast. Okay, for the next numbers, we're going to start to incorporate some new rhythms and also talk about some chords from the previous chapter. Okay, for number 6, we're going to introduce the half note. When you see that slanted rectangle with a stem, that's a half note, and half notes last for 2 beats. So just strum a chord and let it linger for 2 beats. Okay, now for number 6, we're going to have an A major. We'll go normal pattern for 2 bars. And on the 3rd bar, we'll do our 8th notes for the first 2 beats. And then on beat 3, we're going to do a half note. So just strum that chord and let it last for 2 beats. Okay, I'm going to repeat this one 2 times. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Second bar. Third bar, 2 and 3, 4. Repeat. 2, 3, 4. Second bar, 2, 3, 4. Third bar, 2, 3, 4. Okay, for number 7, we're going to have a whole note making a reappearance, and the whole note is a long chord lasting for 4 beats. You're going to see that slanted rectangle. Okay, now for number 7, we're going to start off with an A minor. We'll have normal pattern on bar 1. On bar 2, we're going to do a half note for the first 2 beats, and then we'll resume our 8th notes. On bar 3, we'll have an A major for the full bar with normal pattern, and then we'll do that whole note on the 4th bar. Okay, here comes number 7. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2. 2, 3, 4. Here's number 7 a little faster. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2. Okay, for number 8, we're going to introduce the half note rest. Okay, when you see that rectangle box resting, pointing up on the middle line, that's a half note rest, and that will basically won't be playing anything for 2 beats, we'll be resting. And you could just silence your guitar with your left hand laying flat on the strings, or just use your right hand to mute your strings. Okay, I'm going to play number 8 2 times, and what we're going to have is an A major chord for the first 2 bars with normal pattern. We'll switch it to an A minor. We'll have 8th notes for the first 2 beats, and then that half note rest for beats 3 and 4. Okay, here comes number 8. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and second bar, 3rd bar, 2 and rest, repeat. Second bar, 3rd bar, 2 and rest. Okay, for number 9, we're going to bring back an E major chord into the mix. This is a chord we learned in the first chapter. So really quick, let's do an E major chord. It's basically going to be the same finger system as we did for our A minor, just bump it back down 1 set of strings towards your head. Now I'm going to have my middle finger on the 2nd fret 5th string, ring fingers on the 2nd fret 4th string, and then index is on the 1st fret 3rd string. And there's your E major. Okay, for this progression, we're going to have an A minor for a bar, normal pattern. On bar 2, we'll have 8th notes for the first 2 beats, and then a half note rest for beats 3 and 4. We'll switch it to an E major, normal pattern on bar 3. And on bar 4, we'll have 2 beats of 8th notes into a half note for beats 3 and 4. Okay, here comes number 9. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and bar 2, 2 and rest, bar 3, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Okay, for number 10, we're going to have an A major chord with 8th notes, normal pattern on the first bar. We're going to switch it to an A minor on bar 2 for a whole note. And then we're going to go to an E minor with 8th notes on bar 3. On bar 4, we'll have an E major chord with a half note for the first 2 beats, and then resume our 8th notes for the last 2 beats. For your E minor chord, it's just an E major chord without your index finger. So I've got all open strings, except for on the 5th string, I have my middle finger on the 2nd fret and my ring finger on the 2nd fret 4th string. minor. Okay, here comes number 10. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bar 3, 2, 3. Bar 4, 2, 3, 4. Here's number 10 a little faster. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Okay, for this chapter scales, we're going to learn the A major pentatonic and the A minor pentatonic. Pentatonic scale is grabbing 5 notes from the major scale, and the notes for our A major pentatonic is going to be an A, B, C sharp, E, and an F sharp. And theoretically, what we're grabbing is the 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6 from the major scale. Okay, now we're going to start off for number 1A. We're going to go 1 octave with our scale. It's going to be your open 5th string to the 2, 4. Now you can use your index finger for both of those notes, or you can use your index and your ring. The main thing is just to get your note to ring. Also, I recommend keep that thumb on the back of the neck for some support. And here it is just with index finger or with ring finger. Okay, on your 4th string, we're going to go 2 to 4. And then on the 3rd string, 2nd fret. Okay, that's ascending. When we come back down, 2nd fret, 3rd string, 4 to 2 on your 4th string, and then 4 to open on the 5th string. Okay, here's that scale. 3, 4. Coming back down. Okay, for number 1B, we're going to do the same scale, but we'll do 2 on each note. These will sound like 8 notes. 3 and 4 and. For number 1C, we're going to take the scale up 2 octaves. So we're going to play it the same way we did before. Open 2, 4, 5th string, 2, 4, 4th string, 2nd fret, 3rd string. Okay, now from here we're going to climb up further. We're going to go open 2 on the 2nd string, and then we're going to go open 2, 5 on the 1st string. And that 5th fret on your 1st string is an A, that's your 2nd octave. Now we're going to come back down, 5, 2 open, 2 open 2nd string, just the 2nd fret, 3rd string, 4 to 2 on the 4th string, and then 4 to open on the 5th string. Okay, here's that scale up and down. 3, 4. Okay, for number 2A, we're going to do the A minor pentatonic scale. The notes are going to be an A, C, D, E, and a G. And we're going to have our open to 3 on the 5th string. You could use your middle finger or your index for that note. Open 2 on the 4th string, and then open 2 on your 3rd string. Coming back down, 2 open 3rd string, 2 open 4th string, and then 3 open 5th string. Okay, here's that scale up and down. For number 2B, we'll hit each note twice. It'll sound like 8 notes. 3 and 4 and. For number 2C, we're going to take that scale up 2 octaves. So we'll do this first part, what we've already done. Open 3 5th string, open 2 4th string, open 2 3rd string. Then we'll go 1 to 3 2nd string, and then open 3 5 on your 1st string. Again, ending on the note A, that's our 2nd octave. Coming back down, 5 3 open, 3 to 1 2nd string, 2 open 3rd string, 2 open 4th string, and then 3 open 5th string. Here's that scale up and down. 3 4. Okay, now we're going to be exploring improvisation and jamming throughout this book, and we're going to do a study in a couple more chapters, but I'm already introducing just the concept. So first part is grab an A major and just do some strumming, make your own fun with it. You can play some fast rhythms, you could jam out a little bit, but first step is just to get to know your chords. So I'm just going to do some strumming on an A major. Make your own beat. You can try some up strums, anything goes. But be creative with it, and we'll start to make some music with these concepts. Okay, now here's the same concept with an A minor. I'm just going to strum a little bit. Nothing too fancy there, but just kind of doing my own thing, and that's what I'm recommending. Okay, now we can also jam with our scales. So what I'm going to do for this chapter is I'm going to play an A major chord a bit, and then I'm going to improvise with my A major pentatonic scale, and that's a good sound to jam over your chords. Okay, now here's some A major. Here's some A major pentatonic scale. Back to some A major, a little more scale. Okay, now I'm going to do the same concept. I'm going to play an A minor a little bit and then jam on an A minor pentatonic scale. Okay, so just showing you some of the fun we're going to be getting into in the book, and we'll be doing this throughout all the studies, so I definitely recommend also jam and improvise with your chords and scales, make some music with them, and this way we can apply all these concepts and also start to incorporate them in songs we learn too, or songs that you want to write, but that's the process. Okay, for this chapter study, we're going to talk about dynamics. Dynamics is basically the volume that we're producing as a musician, so from quiet, in the middle, and then loud, and there's lots of in-between room too. Okay, so if you look at number one, this is just going to be playing an E major chord for 4 bars and just normal volume. So if there's no indications about how loud to play, just going to basically play just a very natural, normal way. So I'm just going to strum it just without any softness or without any intensity or hard notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Second bar. Third bar. Fourth bar. Okay, now for number 2, you're going to see a P underneath the staff right there, and that stands for piano, and that means quieter. So we're basically going to play with a softer strum just to control our own volume. There's also, if you're playing electric guitar, you could take your volume down and be quiet. Acoustic, sometimes we just make it happen with our hands. So I recommend be prepared for either one of those, but also just basically strum lighter. Okay, now I'm going to play an E minor chord, and I'm going to play it a little quieter for 4 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4. Second bar. Third bar. Fourth bar. Okay, for number 3, now you're going to see an F underneath the staff, and that stands for forte, and that's loud. So now we're going to play an A major for 4 bars, and we're going to just go ahead and lay into it and make it loud. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, for number 4, we're going to play an A minor, and we're going to do 2 bars at normal volume, and then we're going to go to quieter with piano on the last 2 bars. So we're basically going to go 2 bars normal and then 2 bars quieter. 1, 2, 3, 4. Second bar. Third bar. Fourth bar. for number 5, we're going to have an E major chord, and we're going to start off normal volume, and then right at beat 3 on the second bar, we're going to go into forte and get louder. Okay, here's number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay, for number 6, we're going to have an E minor chord, and we're going to start off piano, so we'll be quieter for 2 bars, and then we'll go to forte, loud, for the next 2 bars. So 2 bars quiet, 2 bars loud. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Second bar. Third bar. 1, 2, 3. Okay, for number 7, we're going to have an A major chord. We're going to start off forte, loud, for 2 bars, and then we'll go to piano on the next 2 bars. So we'll basically go 2 bars loud to 2 bars quiet this time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Second bar. Third bar. Fourth bar. Notice that I wasn't slowing down. I wasn't trying to speed up. I was just more controlling that volume with the intensity of my strumming. Okay, now for the next ones, we're going to talk about a couple dynamics where we're going to gradually change our volumes. Now for number 8, when you see a CRESC, short for crescendo, that means that we're going to get louder. So it's to get louder, and then you might see it abbreviated. Okay, now we're going to do an A minor, and we're going to start to get louder on the second bar. So I'm going to kind of gradually build up and get louder. Comes number 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Second bar, 2, 3, 4. Third bar, 2, 3, 4. Fourth bar, 2. So basically, just as if I'm turning my volume up gradually, that's a crescendo right there. Okay, now the opposite of crescendo is diminuendo. You might see it abbreviated as a DIM, and that means we're going to get quieter. So gradually getting quieter. Okay, now I'm going to do an E major chord, and I'm going to go 2 bars at normal volume, and then I'm going to start to get quieter on the third bar. Here comes number 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So getting quieter, strumming softer as that diminuendo kicks in. Okay, now for the next 2 examples, another way to notate this you might see is what they call the hairpin, and it's basically to get louder or to get quieter. You might see greater than, less than. Now if it's expanding out, that means we're going to get louder, and let's go ahead and try number 10. So I'm going to do an E minor, and then I'm going to start to get louder right around the 3rd beat of bar 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now for the last one, number 11, we're going to go 4 bars of A major, and we're going to do a diminuendo with the hairpin. So I'm going to start getting quieter on beat 3 of the second bar. And we're going to do 8 notes for this one. You can do all down strums. Comes number 11. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that'll do it for chapter 2. I'll look forward to seeing you for chapter 3. Thank you so much, and rock on.